my website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hey, many people ask me, what gear do I use? What's that amp? I love that sound. And other people say, I hate that sound. I haven't spent like a huge amount of time setting up the sound in this studio. I just put a mic to my let's just talk about what I use here. I use a 15-watt Marshall solid state practice amp. MG15 sometimes, it's 15 years old. And the distortion you hear comes from a BB Plus, an Exotic Effects. I run it through an EP booster from Exotic as well. And I like boosters. Those are really cool. That's like a fundamental effect that just takes the signal from the guitar and feeds it to the amp. And if you can find the point of boosting your signal just below where it starts to distort, then your amp just gets all the juice from the guitar. It's like having active pickups almost. It's really cool. And that's about it. Then I have, a bit of reverb from the amp. But I would say this because many people are, of course, very focused on the gear they have. But everything shifted for me when I started focusing on my playing experience rather than the actual sound. And isn't that the same thing? Well, not quite, because have you ever played a guitar where you felt it wasn't responsive enough? It's like if you take down the volume too much, it's like you have to pick too hard to get a sound. Like and there are so many things. There's the fretboard, the pickups, the sound you get when you do different stuff, use different techniques. And they all make up the playing experience. But something as simple as in what angle is the amp placed? We think that the big thing is what amp we choose. But you can hear that amp at the store in a room with padded walls like here, and then you take it home and it sounds completely different. Because the fabric, the walls in your apartment or your house is completely different. They reflect the noise in a different way. And then you get outside. You play a gig outside, and suddenly your amp just sounds like, is this my amp? Is this the same amp I just, So sound is something much more than just the gear you use. And then you start, cranking up the volume. Once you get to a club, you play there, and the amp's the responsiveness changes completely. It's a completely different instrument suddenly, the electric guitar, right? And if you what I'm talking about, if you tried this, so you really have to look at this in a much more 3D way, where you can say, okay, when I'm home practicing or playing, having fun with a jam track or practicing, what do I need there? What do I need when I'm out playing in front of others? What's a really good power amp? What's a really good preamp? And should I have a combo or should it be a full Marshall stack? Do I really enjoy that wideness in the sound? Because a full stack, like two Marshall towers or whatever you call them, will really give you like a punch for your money, right? While as a little combo will give you a more condensed sound. And it's just, you have to try and test, and it never ends, right? Go from one to the other in different settings and where you practice or play with the guys. It's all different. So, but please, and when people say, like, what gear do you use? Well, you can't hear my gear. You can't hear what I use here. It's a very simple setup, right? But you can't really hear it because the sound from my amp goes through 2 mics. And then those 2 mics into the mixer and into the camera, right? So, and the room here will influence the sound as well. And the mics, what are those? right? And where they placed in relation to the amp. And once that is done, then I have to take the whole thing, the whole video, into the computer, where it's going to be rendered, and then from there you are playing that sound. Then it's uploaded to YouTube, and that, you know, and some compression happens on their engine when I upload it, and then it comes out of your speakers, for freak's sake, right? So there's so many layers. And what are your speakers? How do they sound? Or your headphones? How are they balanced? So it's impossible. Sound is something very movable, and hard to control. So I'm just saying that if you can't find the perfect amp, you can find perhaps the perfect amp for the room you're sitting in, just where you're sitting, with the right gear, and then, it's just that sweet spot. You just need to sit in, just right next to the amp. It's over there. It's pointing in a different direction than you are. It's not pointing at you. It's pointing kind of away from it, away from you. And stuff like that will just give you the perfect playing experience. So the point of this video is focus on your playing experience. When are you really, wow, oh, I love this guitar, I love this setup, I love to play like this. The setup right now in this room with this amp, with these effects, makes me a much better player. It makes me want to just bend one note forever, right? That's what you should focus on, because everyone can do that. Everyone can't know everything about what's the the processor or the effects or whatever. That's just a jungle, right? All those specs and what is good and what is not and what do I like, and it's just But if you focus on your own personal playing experience, and everything is involved there. The guitar, the action, how close are the strings to the fretboard? What fretboard is it? What happens when you look down on the fretboard? Do you hate to see that dark fretboard? Do you love the maple? What are the pickups? Do you want a humbucker in the bridge position? Do you also want it there? Do you like the everything? So it's a journey, right? So you just keep looking, keep experiencing, and keep searching for an even better sound. But don't let it take up too much space. So you go from practicing and focusing on becoming that amazing musician, and then to just focus on gear all the time, right? Because won't bring you anywhere. But it should be something you focus on continuously, because it's just part of the pleasure of playing, and it can really change, your playing experience and how much energy you get from playing. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.